We stand in the light of discovery. Genetic science has opened a doorway we believed forever closed. Our ancient friends, the dinosaurs, once again walk the earth. Welcome to Spawny Park. It's perfectly safe.
Hello and welcome to Good Games Spawn Point. Spawny Park. I'm Dr. Bajo Malcolm.
And I am the creator of this splendid attraction you see before you, Darren Hammond. And that is the ferocious T-Hex, one of our park's most amazing creations.
Actually, guys, I can speak.
The Nubosaurus Hex, it talks.
Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Amazing.
Coming up on the show, you guessed it, dinosaurs, starting with Yoshi's Woolly World.
And then we'll sink our teeth into Lego Jurassic World.
Did you know that the oldest dinosaurs discovered date back a staggering 230 million years?
Wow, that's older than you, Darren.
Oh, I am eternal, Bajo. Now, warm up those brain cells, spawnlings. It's time for Darren's challenge. This week, I'm asking you this. In the DS game Fossil Fighters, what is the name of the island the game takes place on? Answer at the end of the show.
Right then. Well, now how about some news with Dr. Goose Grant?
Thanks, guys. Dr. Alan Goose Grant here, world-famous paleontologist and newsreader, looking to dig up some fossils and some news stories. A discovery. My news glasses. Following on from last week's story about a computer learning to play Mario, this week a computer is learning to make Mario. The artificial intelligence studies videos of people playing through Mario levels and looks at what's been designed and how players interact with the level. It then takes that information to build its own original levels. A shipment of Microsoft's upcoming HoloLens device has blown up en route to the International Space Station. The headsets were part of a collaboration between Microsoft and NASA in a project known as Sidekick. Sidekick aims to allow ground crews to effectively see what astronauts are seeing and provide guidance to them by drawing holographic diagrams the astronauts could see. Their headsets sadly perished aboard the SpaceX CRS-7 rocket, which blew up 139 seconds into its journey. Thankfully, the ship was unmanned and no one was injured. But rest in peace, little HoloLenses. Well, that's all the news I can dig up for this week. Back to you guys in the studio. I think we're gonna need a bigger fence.
Thanks, Goose. All right, I think it's time we got stuck into today's first dino game with Yoshi's Woolly World. Hope it gives us a good yarn. Because of the wool.
Because wool means yarn.
That's a good one. Yeah. Very clever.
Clever. Well, Dr. Darren Hammond, as a resident dinosaur expert, could you give us some information on Yoshi's origins?
Oh, I'd be delighted to. The first recorded sighting of the Yoshi species was in 1990 during the Super Mario World post-Jurassic era. Yoshi is a member of the Yoshi-saw Muncher-Koopas family of dinosaurs.
Ah, Muncher Koopas, because he eats Koopas. Clever name.
Affirmative. The Yoshi species are also notable for their elongated prehensile tongues that can stretch out to gather fruit and other food.
As I always say, life, finds a way. And that's exactly what happened here. Normally lifeless bundles of wool have been transformed into a living world, filled with Yoshis and other Mushroom Kingdom characters. Unfortunately, that pesky villain Kamek has turned Yoshi's friends into little bundles of yarn and scattered them through the levels.
But by collecting yarn bundles, you can reform one of your fellow Yoshis and then unlock it as a playable character. which I thought was an adorable touch, so I was determined to rescue as many of my dinosaur buddies as possible.
I thought they did a great job of weaving the woolen theme throughout the game too. Instead of the usual eggs, Yoshi turns enemies into little yarn balls, which you can then toss back at enemies. But the really clever part is that he can also shoot them at stitched frames to create new pipes and platforms.
Ah yes, the yarn Yoshi has impressive control over wool. He can even use his tongue to unstitch areas of the background to reveal secret locations.
Ah yes, there were so many secrets. I also really liked the way you could turn these chompy frames into woolen balls to bulldoze around the level and solve puzzles. But my all-time favourite bit of the game had to be the giant Yoshi transformation.
Those transformations were great, weren't they?
The game also does a good job of being playable for different skill levels. Even with Yoshi's floaty jump, the game requires some serious reflexes to beat its later levels, especially since the checkpoints are few and far between.
That's right, but if you are a bit of a noobosaurus, then there's loads of ways you can make it easier. You can switch the game to mellow mode at any point, which gives you wings to glide endlessly. Plus, if you're dying a lot, you get to become invincible.
Yeah, you can even skip entire levels if you're having trouble. Personally though, I like to bring one of you guys to help with a bit of co-op play. And if you don't have a friend handy, it's good to know you've got the option of using amiibos to create a computer co-op buddy. But I think we should probably wrap this up. What are your final thoughts, Hex?
I just love this game's visual style. I mean, it's hard to imagine anything cuter than those yarn Yoshis. Especially that dessert level, which was so sweet it almost put me into a sugar coma. And they've been so creative about stitching the woolen theme into this whole game. I just loved it. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, I thought this was great too. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Darren, what is that?
Oh, probably just a Spinosaurus stretching her legs.
Hang on a sec, Darren. I thought they were all meant to be behind electric fences.
Oh, all the dinosaurs in Spawny Park are free-range, Bajo.
I'm gonna go answer some questions.
Oh, good idea. Life is too short and DNA too long.
Bajo, what are all these cups of water doing here?
Hex, these are my dinosaur detection devices. You see, when dinosaurs run, they cause tremors, which makes the water shake and ripple.
All right, well, we should get on to the questions, starting with this dinosaur-related question from Titkity in Townsville, Queensland.
Did they move? Did they move?
I think that was just me moving the desk.
Oh.
I have a couple of questions. 1. Is there a Minecraft dinosaur version? 2. What is a group of creepers called? Darren is a noob!
Well, Tickety, there isn't an official version of Minecraft with dinosaurs in it, but there are a few mods that put dinosaurs into the game.
Yeah, in fact, there's 3 that we know of. There's the Fossils and Archaeology mod, the Paleocraft mod, and Jurassic Craft. I mean, there may be others out there, but those are the ones that we know of.
Right. As for what a group of creepers is called, I'm not sure if there's an official word for it. Maybe a gaggle, a flock, a herd?
What about a stalking?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, what about a murder, as in a murder of crows?
Oh, yeah, that would work too.
I always just call them a bunch of stupid explodey things, to be honest.
Also accurate. But let's move on to this one from Tyler, who is in Bajo's computer in New South Wales.
Get out of my computer. Hey guys, I was wondering if Splatoon multiplayer is online only, or can a group like my brothers play together without being online? And do you know what the next console Splatoon will be on? Bajo? We knows. Hex? Almost forgot, Darren is a thanks #1 fan. Well, Tyler, Splatoon does have a split-screen multiplayer option. Sadly, it is only for 2 people, so only you and 1 brother or friend will be able to play at the same time.
It's also a completely different mode from anything else in the game. It has 2 of you trying to pop balloons that spawn at spots on the map, so you can't play Turf War or Splat Zone with each other.
It's not the most fun mode, though, and it's a bit disappointing there isn't a full 2 versus 2 Turf War option.
Yeah. As for what the next console it will be on, well, Nintendo do do fully own the franchise, and it's a Wii U exclusive game, so I'm guessing that it's only going to be available for the Wii U.
Nintendo do usually support backwards compatibility across their consoles, though, so hopefully you'd be able to play it on their upcoming new console, the NX.
True, and there's a good chance there'll be a full-blown sequel at some point. But anyway, let's move on to this one from Homer Simpson, king of cartoons and TV, who is in Springfield, USA. Oh, and I can't tell you the state, which is outside Australia. Last week, you guys said my family and I weren't going to star in another game. But you were wrong! The producer of our show hinted to an RPG. Also, Naughty Dog got the rights to Crash Bandicoot back and teased that he will rise again. P.S. Say "Do" in your best impersonation of me. Do! See you in Springfield, Badge. Well, Homer, to be fair, I think we just said that no game had been announced yet. And hinting at maybe wanting to perhaps one day make a game doesn't count as an announcement in our books.
Yeah, that's right, Hex, but fingers crossed that actually happens. I think a Simpsons RPG could be pretty cool.
But Bajo, I didn't hear that Naughty Dog got the rights back.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure on that one. Let me check with the Fact Master General, Darren. Darren's got a new phone number.
Does he?
Yeah, it's my face.
Hello.
Hey, Darren, it's Bajo. Hey, you should know this. Has Naughty Dog got the rights back to Crash Bandicoot?
That would be a negative, Bajo. The rights to Crash Bandicoot are still very much with Activision.
Well, do you think they'd maybe let Naughty Dog make a new Crash Bandicoot?
Perhaps, but it is unlikely. A Naughty Dog employee stated recently that the studio is more interested in making grown-up and mature games these days. So it's doubtful they'd be interested in returning to Crash.
Well, what's with that image that teased Crash will rise again and had the Naughty Dog logo on it?
Fake.
No, but there was a picture on it. On the internet, Darren. The most accurate source of all information in the universe.
It's true, it was on the internet.
Fake. You simply can't trust everything you see on the internet, Bajo. That image had no credible source and just appeared one day. But having said that, I can almost guarantee that at some point we will be getting a new Crash game. There's just no truth to that image, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they're bound to make one sooner or later, right? But anyway, thanks for that, Darren.
Thanks, Darren.
Anytime.
Bye,
Anytime.
Darren.
Goodbye.
Have a good day.
Okay, well, let's move on to this one from me in Nintendo Land outside Australia.
No, you're here.
No, me. M-I-I, like me in Nintendo.
Oh, me. Well, you should have said that. Hello, GGSP. I would just like to say Bajo, Goose and Darren should have to drink from the Noob Cup. When someone asked you why Mario had no abilities in Super Mario 3D Land, you showed footage for Super Mario 3D World. Bajo and Goose had to drink from it because they showed the footage themselves. And Darren has to for not correcting it. They are not the same game. Hex and Bajo do these.
Oh, come on, Bajo. I go away for 1 week and you end up having to drink from the Noob Cup?
Actually, Hex, I think you'll find that Goose and I were right. In a way. You see, the Spawning asked why Mario didn't have powers, but Peach, Toad, and Luigi did. And I think you'll find you can't play as Peach or Toad in Super Mario 3D Land. So clearly the Spawning was talking about World and not Land.
Well, you probably should have pointed that out in your answer.
Well, I just didn't want to make the Spawning feel bad. I knew what they were talking about, what they were asking, so I didn't want to get all technical and correct them on every little detail. I mean, I haven't got all day, Hex. Mario Land, Mario World, easy mistake to make.
I don't know. I mean, getting the game you're talking about right is a fairly major detail, so I think you should maybe take a little sip from the Noob Cup.
But I didn't get anything wrong. The Spawning was wrong.
Yeah, we didn't make it clear, and that's obviously led to some confusion, so how about a little half a sip from the Noob Cup?
How can you even have half a sip? How about Goose drinks from it because, well, he was the guest, and when you have a guest over, it's rude not to let them have a drink and offer them a drink.
Just take a little sip from the Noob Cup.
No, the Noob Cup is reserved exclusively for when we make mistakes. If we start drinking from it all the time when we're right, it's going to be chaos, Hex. It's the very essence of chaos.
All right, you can be forgiven this one time. But speaking of time, I think we're out of it for this week, so if you'd like to ask us something or point out something Bajo did wrong, feel free to send it in here.
Hex! The detection device is going off! We must flee! We must run!
What?
Back to studio!
Dinosaurs, Bajo! Real dinosaurs! Darren, I'm just not so sure about the security in this place.
Yeah, me either, but we should move on to the next review. Welcome to LEGO Jurassic World.
Our attractions will drive kids out of their minds. kind of park is this?
It's right up your alley.
Next time, I'm just bringing a sandblaster.
Dinosaurs, is there anything cooler?
I don't think there is, Darren.
Processing. I have analysed everything, and it is true that nothing is cooler than dinosaurs.
Ah, good. Well, Lego Jurassic World is the latest Lego game based off a film. Except this particular Lego game is a bit special to us because not only is it based off the latest film, which is okay, it's based off all the Jurassic Park films. Including the first film, which is my personal favourite.
Ah, yes, this is the dinosaur game we have been waiting for, guys. And of course, in true Lego style, you can run for your Lego life with a friend.
We should point out that while this game is rated PG, which means it's okay for spawnlings to play, the Jurassic Park movies vary in their ratings from PG to M, so they might not be suitable for younger spawnlings.
Oh, thanks, Darren. Yes, this game may be a Lego game, but it does get kind of scary at times.
Especially the first few hours, which we'll talk about the most because they are the most interesting parts of the whole game. Jurassic Park 1 begins at the Raptor loading dock. Velociraptors are the scariest dinosaurs of all because they're almost as smart as Bajo.
Oh, thanks, Darren.
Oh, you're welcome, Bajo.
I don't think that's a compliment, Bajo. Dinosaurs' brains are pretty small.
It's a dark, eerie, windy night. The Raptor cage is being loaded into the pen. There's a sense that something is about to go very wrong. And it does! Shoot her! That poor man's sausage.
Yeah, this game seems to be obsessed with sausages. From this point on, the game moves through key moments from the films, and they've picked fantastic scenes for you to play out.
Must go faster.
Epic action sequences, stealth sections, and of course, lots of Lego building and puzzles.
It must have been quite tricky for these developers to go through all of these films and pick moments that work really well as gameplay.
Affirmative. You can tell they've extended certain scenes from the films which work quite well, such as the T-Rex escape sequence. And they've skipped and tweaked certain sections where characters would normally be alone, so the game can always be played in co-op.
Yes, and if you know these films and are as much of a fan of them as I am, then you'll be waiting for those moments to pop up with the famous lines and famous action sequences and just be so excited to see them, such as the scary kitchen scene from the first film.
What is it? It's a velociraptor.
Or the life finds a way line from Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Listen, there's one thing the history of evolution has taught us. It's that life, finds a way.
Oh, or running through the grass away from those scary raptors in the second film. So many great moments. And you know what, guys? I even enjoyed the fourth film's sections, even though that film is my least favorite out of all four of them. It was quite fun being raptors and doing all that co-op stuff.
This game is quite an achievement in terms of variety. Of course, there's plenty of backtracking to do later with other characters to unlock certain collectibles, as is common with all the LEGO games. But you can tell the developers have made an extra special effort to include many different gameplay situations to suit all of these films.
Yes, it really is a fan's dream, isn't it? And they use all the actual dialogue from the film, so it really does feel like you're playing through them.
He did send a backup plan.
What backup plan?
Me?
And there's so many objectives and puzzles too. You'll be saving sick dinosaurs, rebuilding broken machines, elite 3D hacking, and way too many other situations to mention. But guys, I did like how it wasn't always just break the thing to build the thing and move to the next area.
There are still lots of mechanics like this that we have seen many times before though, but it's mostly forgivable in this case as there are plenty of unique ideas and moments to keep you entertained.
And each character has their own unique ability, of course, and there are heaps to unlock. Dr. Alan Grant can use his raptor claw to cut grass and rope, Ellie Sattler is a paleobotanist, which means she studies ancient plants, and this can come in handy. She also isn't afraid to get her hands dirty. Ugh. And Dr. Ian Malcolm is a mathematics genius.
Chaotician, actually.
Ah, yes, Spawnlings may not be aware, but I'm actually cosplaying as Dr. Ian Malcolm today, who has some of the best lines in the first 2 films.
So that should make an interesting chapter in your book.
And he is played by one of the coolest actors ever, Jeff Goldblum.
Affirmative. He is truly an eccentric and enigmatic actor. I think he actually comes from space.
Interesting. It's quite a beautiful looking game too, with some good effects. And there's quite a bit of exploring you can do about the island.
They spared no expense.
Yes, but I do wish it was a fully open world game though.
Yeah, me too. Wouldn't that be amazing, just roaming a dino park? What did you think overall though, Hex?
Well, what I love most about this game is that it spans generations. Parents, older brothers and sisters can sit down with younger gamers and they can both relive and enjoy moments from all of these films. There are still a few fiddly gameplay mechanics and controls, such as getting slide to work. But they are small issues compared to the amount of content in this game and that classic Lego sense of humour.
Desky. They set a trap. They actually set a trap.
I'm giving this 4 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, this is just so cinematic, and there were so many dream come true moments for me. I had a great time with this, and the music is great too. Oh, everything is great. I'm giving it a 1, 2, 3, a 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Well, we're back in the car again.
Well, it's almost closing time at Spawny Park, but Darren, first, the answer to your challenge, please.
Affirmative. At the start of the show, I asked you this. In the DS game Fossil Fighters, what is the name of the island the game takes place on? And the answer is Vivosaur Island.
Oh, thanks, Darren.
Next week on the show, it's exploration, it's building, it's survival in Stonehearth.
Now, who'd like to go feed some baby raptors?
You bred raptors?
Guys,
Clever goose.
we have a T-Rex and it's loose in the studio. We have to get out of here.
What? It can't be. No! I can't see the door through all this foliage.
That's okay. I know the way out. Follow me. Goose out.
Hex out!
Bajo out!
Darren out. There's nothing to be afraid of, guys. My T-Rex is completely domesticated. Isn't that right, Colin? Who's a good boy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Follow me this way.
Goose, are you sure you know where you're going?
Yeah, I think it's this way.
Follow the pipes.
Yes. I think we lost it. The exit!
Let's go faster. Let's go faster.
I think we'll be safe out here.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't learn how to open a door.
Hello.
Darren, the door!
Colin, fetch. Good boy.
Do you think they'll have that on the tour?
Darren, I've decided not to endorse your park.
Oh.